Yo, what's up, y'all? Good morning. First things first. If you don't know me, if you're new here, I'm Mark. But I just wanted to talk to y'all today because I don't know, I was inspired and I saw a video yesterday. It was a video that was supposed to, it was funny. It was trolling. It was talking about like podcasters and how they say like the simplest things and try to make it so profound. Um, and like one of the first things they said was like, "Oh, don't love your job your love." And then the person they were talking to was like, "Wow, I love that," and it was funny. And that was like the first thing. They didn't expand on it more. They just kind of went over, moved on to like other things to talk about, but like other examples. But I don't know. That really stuck with me, and it was funny because I went to the comments and everybody, like everybody was laughing and things like that. Oh yeah, they really be like that, da 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 da. But I even commented, but I was like, dang, that job you love bar was was actually something. And I was like, but y'all not ready to talk about that, but just being funny. But it's true, and there's two layers to this. I'm gonna start with the first one, which is the job you love quote directly, and then we'll zoom out for the second one. But yeah, with the job you love thing, I was like, wow, that's actually kind of profound, because I feel like yeah, there are people who, simply just aim to love their job, but it's like the job comes first. Like even just thinking back to like, just college, a big thing college is, asking people like, oh, why'd you choose your major? Why'd you choose your major? And, like there's people who are doing like medical things and looking to be doctors and stuff like that. And then it's like the reasons like the pay is good or, um, their families, they all have done it or whatever. So that's just kind of what they do for real. Um, and that's always been like, damn, to me, because like, imagine that. Like, just think about it like, oh, you're in the hospital, you need a surgery or something like that. And it's like, yeah, and it's a surgery that's hard, like not everybody makes it through or whatever. And yeah, the person on the other side who's responsible for doing it, imagine it's like, oh, they're only there not because they have this burning passion for people or they want to heal or anything like that, but simply because it was a job that paid a lot, or like it was just kind of like they're living up to what their parents wanted them to do or something like that. It's like, definitely give me the doctor who grew up and who's always had a burning passion for helping people and wants to um, heal people and see people get better and all that. And it's like that's the energy in which they do it, their job. And it's like, yeah, I would take that person 10 times out of 10 over the person who's just money motivated, because and once it starts to feel like that they're not getting their worth or whatever, like how are they showing up to work at that point? Are they like, oh, man, they really out here, like I really got to be here again? It's like, this is not even paying. I'm not living the life I want to live. It's not even doing that for me. They're just doing their job. It's like, ooh. And it's like, yeah, but if you ask them, just bring it back home. If you ask them, it's like, yeah, they'll probably say they love their job. And it's like, why do you love it? So, oh, the things it does for them. And I've had that experience too, just in talking to, fraternity brothers or just people I meet, things like that. And so, oh, you ask or a random person, you ask what they do or whatever, and you ask them, oh, if they love it or whatever, and they're like, yeah. And then sometimes it'll just be like, yeah, it allows me to do this, it pays my bills, and I still like, but it's not centered about the job itself, or like, oh yeah, it lights me up, it makes me feel so fulfilled, and it really feels like my purpose, and I'm walking in, like it's not that all the time. And that's not to say that everybody's like that, because of course there's people who are in doctors because for that exact reason, or they're lawyers because they have a burning passion for helping somebody and or whatever. Like there's definitely people who are doing that, who are jobbing their love. Um, but for me, it was like just the job you love part. It sounds like, oh, whatever, just words. It's like there's a profound truth there. It's like job your love, like put your love to work, build your offerings around that and allow that to sustain you. That's a for some people that is the same thing, job and their love and loving their job, and it's like, yo, those people are in perfect alignment. But if you go to think about it and it's two different things, like if you just did what you loved and somehow built around that an offering to the world or a way to Because I feel like with anything, no matter what you're into, you could monetize it somehow and allow it to sustain you. Like, even if you're just good at it to the point where it's like, okay, you could just teach other people to be good at it. Or, like if it's music, even if you just play the piano really well, okay, you can offer lessons. If you're really passionate about the piano, you can offer lessons and teach people how to play piano. Or, and I feel like that's the case with anything. I can't really think of any real talents or skills or anything that someone's passionate about that um, at the smallest level that they could at least teach somebody else how to do it. I feel like that translates to anything. So, and just imagine a world where everybody's doing that. Like everybody's just doing what their heart leads them to. And because there are people whose walking purpose leads them to healing, so they want to be doctors. There's people whose walking purpose, they really are passionate about defending the little man, so they become a lawyer, to defend, a public defender or something like that, or even a big shot lawyer to help people or help companies or anything like that. So imagine everybody walked in that, because everybody's specifically them for a reason. They have that call in their heart for a reason. I'd like to believe that'd be a world worth living in. I don't think we'd go without. I don't think there'd be a shortage of anything, because I feel like people naturally have those calls in their heart. I feel like leave that to them, and you owe it to yourself to follow yours as well. And yeah, and that jobbing your love is the path that led me here to you all. Yeah, like back in college and after graduating, it's like I found myself not even being passionate about the thing, because like I went to school to be a sports broadcaster, and it's like I went to college and then I found myself not even watching sports. Yeah, and it's like I found myself having to put hella effort into being able to perform, because it's like, oh, that's my job, that's what I'm here to do. But it's like it's not led by passion, it's not led by any of that stuff at that point. And yeah, and even got to a point, I graduated, was making money, was working in news. It's just like, it just wasn't working. And it's like, I wasn't jobbing my love, I was just trying to love my job, and it wasn't possible, because for me, I'm a very purpose-driven person, like I can only do things that are, just for the money or just for this for only so long before, something gives. So yeah, and I'm not a lazy person, and I'm not somebody who, doesn't want to work hard, because it's like when the purpose is there, like I'm someone you have to pull away from me, I can lock in on something all day for hours, and, easily. So it's like, it just has to be in alignment. And it became owning that truth, and like, okay, well, getting back to the drawing board, what am I really passionate about? What do I really love? What is something I can do all day, every day? That allows me, because for me, it's about getting back and being of service as well, and being fulfilled at that soul level. And it's like, I'm passionate about helping people. I'm passionate about education. I'm passionate about music. I'm passionate about all these things. And there's ways to monetize all that stuff, And for me, I feel like that's enough. I truly believe and know that, my heart is a compass, and my passions are enough to actualize the life I see for myself. And yeah, that's the journey we're on. That's the journey you're a part of now, and that you're tuned into. So it was just funny to see that. It's like, job your love. And it's like, wow, that was actually like really profound. And that's where I find myself, on that journey of jobbing your love, and allowing that to lead me to everything that I see for myself, and understanding that there is no separation between those two things, like following my passions and showing up authentically in every moment doesn't have to mean sacrificing, everything I see, the traveling and the big house and the family and all that. I believe that actually that is the path for me, and that's the path for a lot of people, if they, are bold enough to take it and walk on it, and understand that the energy in which they do that, and the passion and the love they feel when they do the things that they're passionate and love, that energy is electric and enough to attract the right people, attract the right resources, attract the right things to, get to where they're trying to go. So that's what this journey is about for me, as far as just always sharing my story, always including you guys, not waiting till all the proof comes in and just sharing the proof, but the day to day and the guidance and everything that shows up along the way. Um, the blueprint is here, and I know where it leads, and I know that jobbing my love will definitely be fruitful. And when they ask how it was done, I'll direct them to these videos and these moments and, all the little moments that we shared along the way. So definitely thank y'all for being here. But yeah, that was the first layer as far as jobbing your love. Definitely profound. So the second part was just the fact that, yeah, that was a joke and they try to make everything profound. But when you have the right awareness, everything can be profound. Inspiration is everywhere. Like whether it be an ant, there's times I see an ant carrying a breadcrumb like past my feet. And that's like the most inspiring thing ever. Cause like just imagine being that ant. Like they just walk past the giant. But it's like they got this food on their back. They got a colony relying on them. They're not, they got to get from point A to point B. And it's like he could be afraid that I'm going to step on him, which will cause him to, freeze and not be able to carry out his job, but he doesn't. And they do that time and time again. It's like, wow, 11:11 as I say that. It's like, yeah, that's inspiring, really inspiring. If you slow down enough to look at it and zoom out enough to see the bigger picture of the moment, like that can inspire you to do anything. And it's like, if you look around, there's inspiration everywhere. Everything is profound. Life is super poetic. And it's like, if you allow it to be, it will be. So it's like that job your love thing was funny and we all could relate to it. And it's like, it sounds like nothing if you allow it to sound like nothing, but it led to this video. It led to this moment we're sharing right now. So how is it not profound, And it's like anything is if you allow it to be. So zoom out, y'all. If you ever feel like, dang, there's no inspiration or everything, there's no motivation around or things are just whatever, understand that, zoom out, change your perspective. Look at something from a different perspective and allow it to inspire you because inspiration's everywhere. We live on this beautiful planet and the sun comes up every day, goes down every night, and the world changes and the inspiration still remains there no matter what. So yeah, I challenge you to find your own job your love moment because I'm grateful for it and it excited me and it brought me back to you all to share it, and it amplified my light and allowed me to come here to amplify your light, hopefully. And yeah, I'm just grateful and I'm excited. I'm really excited about this journey that we're on and that it continues to expand as the days go on, as the moments go on. And yeah, I see how it's changing me and I hope it's changing you all too in all of the best ways. So yeah, thank you. And yeah, I just want to soak this up because it's like we're in the middle of the greatest story ever told. And yeah, I'm glad to be walking it with you guys and experiencing it with you all. And yeah, just thank you. So be safe and I'll talk to y'all soon. Mark out.